When Leslie and John bought this property, it came with an old pond that was originally a swimming pool. It had loads of water lilies, but the water was green and stagnant. Beautiful in its own way, but they dreamed of something better. So with their permission, I want to share how this retired couple from California transformed that old green pond into a beautiful natural looking ecosystem, complete with a waterfall. And they did it all in just 76 days. But first, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kev, and my aim is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and check out my website, Ozponds.com. So the first step was to drain everything and remove all those lilies. This is a big job. Those lily roots are no joke. Great work, John. Because Leslie and John are part of the Ozponds community, they already knew that one of the best DIY filters you can build is a bog filter. So they sectioned off part of the old pool to create a separate area for filtration. They went with a proper concrete wall, although in the email Leslie sent me, she mentioned it could have probably been done with sandbags too. To get even water flow and make back flushing easier, they used a septic leach field trench liner with an old plastic barrel. This is the same setup that I've used on my own ponds. Rock and pebble cover the trench liner and water gets pumped in. As it flows up through the layers of rock and gravel, all the bacteria and microorganisms living on that surface go to work to purify the water. Over time, some waste builds up down the bottom, and when it's needed you can backflush it by placing a pump inside the barrel to drain out all the water and muck. They also decided to make the pool shallower. The original pool held around 30,000 gallons, but they downsized it to a more manageable 6,000. They brought in road base and compacted it all down, a massive job, but it helped shape the pond's new levels and made it much easier to maintain. To create shelves, they used sandbags. As you know, most pools have very vertical edges, and that's great when you're trying to maximise water volume for swimming. But in a natural ecosystem style pond, we want shallower areas for marginal plants and then deeper sections for the fish. As you can see, they did an amazing job shaping it all with sandbags, creating a unique and natural look that really transforms it from being just an old pool. To make the new structure watertight, they used an EPDM rubber liner with non-woven geotextile underneath to protect it. They even used some leftover sand as an extra cushioning layer, which is a smart move. Good quality liner is expensive, so it always pays to protect it. Leaks in EPDM are pretty easy to fix, but finding them, that's the hard part. Another thing Leslie and John added was an intake bay. This is the area where the pumps sit. The benefits of an intake bay are huge. It pulls in surface debris, which means less organic matter breaking down in the pond. It also keeps the water surface clean, so you don't see stuff floating around. An intake bay acts like a pre-filter as well, so you're not constantly unclogging pumps. John and Leslie are Ozponds blueprint holders, so they've got full access to all the formulas I use on my own ponds, plus the AI-powered KevBot and the private community. They used recycled pet food containers for their pump vaults, genius repurposing of materials. So with all the filtration squared away, then it was just a matter of stacking a lot of rock, and that'll keep you fit in retirement, adding plants and reintroducing the fish. Leslie actually sent me a full breakdown of all the materials and products that they used, and you can find that over at Ozponds.com, along with links to the Pond Formulas blueprint if that's something you're interested in. I really enjoy sharing other people's successes, and you'll find a whole section of ponds built by DIYers from all over the world. I hope Leslie and John's pond journey inspires you. Maybe it's given you an idea, or even just a little spark of one. It doesn't need to be on this scale. At Ozponds.com, I share all kinds of ponds, from tiny ponds in a pot that costs less than $50, right through to a massive build like this one. There is a pond for every budget, and that's what this channel and website are all about, helping people build and maintain their ponds without spending a fortune. So a big thanks to Leslie and John for sharing, and thank you for watching. See ya.